Good afternoon. My name is Adepeju Shobayo, now Mrs. Adebamo. I was a young girl. My growing up was fun because I was the only child of my mother. To a sweet family. My mother is a single mom, and she's also the only daughter of the family. So I was loved and cherished. Anything I want was provided for me. Because my mom was surrounded with 4 boys. That's the younger brother, the senior brother. So I grew up loving them. It got to a time, actually I don't know she was my mom. I used to call her Auntie me. I was staying with my grandmother, which is her own, not even my grandmother really. I met my 3rd generation when I came. That was my great grandmother at Ibadan. So for my dad really loves me and cares for me because I was the first daughter. I started cooking from young age because my great grandmother was a caterer. So from my young age, so anytime I come from Ibadan to Lagos to spend all the day with my dad, I'm always going in the kitchen, do all the kitchen stuff. So I was loved and cared for. We got to a time as a girl growing up with an old woman. My mom came one day and said, look, you have to come back to Lagos. When I was 10 years, I want to come and mark your birthday for you. I end up coming to Lagos like an illiterate. I can't even speak English. I can't write. So with time, she said she can't stay with me again, that she has to do other things. Or my grandmother told her at that time that, let me just take care of this girl for you, not knowing that that would be the most sad moment of my life. When I got to my grandmother's place, she's a politician. She go out without leaving food, without leaving penny, even for us to eat. And at that time, my mom, younger brother, has a son that was staying with us then. That boy was just 2 or 3 years. They had a long one. My grandmother, who was at 50, gave birth to our last born, who was the twins. I was the one taking care of them too. So I grew up with those 2 boys. In fact, I go to men to beg for money to eat so that we can eat and feed those 2 boys. I've been a mother right for my 12 years. As I am, I don't even know who did virgin me because I don't even know what virgin is. Because she will go out, come back and eat without even asking me, how do you prepare this? So I thought what I'm doing, I enjoy what I was doing then. I go to them, they do whatever they like, I'll go home and prepare anything. So later, as a child, I was growing up. I went to a only girls' school, that's only girls' high school at Iwaya. So there was one of our teachers that came that time saying whatever we are facing and whatever challenges we have, that we should share it so that they can be able to help us. I was scared because I thought they would be laughing at me. So I confirmed in one of my friends. I was like, have you told your mom? I said no. So there's a day my mom came, I told her I was crying and said I don't want to stay here, that this is what I used to do, to eat and buy underwears and this job. But she didn't believe me. So I kept myself for one of my teachers in school. It was my literature teacher, Mr. Lavington. He's nice. He used to take care of me in school, buy me food, my uniform at times if it has torn. At times he take me out. Then we started growing up together as, but he's a little bit older than me then, because I started going out with him right from GSS2, and I was just maybe 13 or 14 then. Till since my mother doesn't believe, but the day she believed me, I was not around, she came around, she fought my grandma, both of them fought together and said, I'm coming to take my daughter. But I don't know what happened later. She didn't take me out of that place until when I was about to finish my secondary school. Then I got pregnant. That was she. So my friend that was very close to me then traveled. And as a girl that doesn't go out, I don't party, I don't socialize, I thought my message was ceased. So by the time my friend will come back to this is what happened. So I took a lot of things, took me to a lot of places. I couldn't abort the pregnancy then. And I ended up telling this man. So it was then my mother believed me that that means you've been doing it since you can't just get pregnant. I said, I thought I told you, but you didn't believe. So it was a war then. My grandmother was very angry that I thought you are going to be different from your mother. I want you to get married to a rich man and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I have to run away because my grandmother told, I overheard her telling one of her friends who is a doctor that when I'm about 7 months, they are going to give me maybe an injection or drugs that the baby will just come down. They will take the baby and sell the baby. Then later I can go back to school. So when I heard this, I told my mother. My mother was very angry. But instead of her to take, I don't know how to say it. So I have to pack my things and run to Yanoba. That's around Lasso side. I was staying with my aunts there. After some time, I came back to Sheyi. So after that, I was a single mother. Sheyi's father always gone, but he denied that he was not the father of the child. Later. To cut the long story short, so I thought I would have been cheated that there is not any man, because it was later that man told me that he's already married. I shouldn't come home to break his home and stuff like that. So I came back to Fadeyi. It was then I met my husband, the father of my children, what I used to call him now that is no more my husband. So I explained to everything. He pampered me, he gave me assurance that I shouldn't worry, that his own is not going to be like that, that is a born again, this, that. So through him, I came into Mountain of Fire, became Mountain of Fire member, was baptized and blah. So I did, even when we are cutting, normally beats me, even on the road, and so he beg and I'll pass up because I thought I'm facing the punishment I'm supposed to be, because I was not patient enough to wait until I get married before I have my child. And that thing has been in the family. We always have child before we get married. So I was managing. I was patching up for good 18 years. For beating, even sexually abuse, because he doesn't have any control when it comes to sex. In the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the toilets, even when the children are in the parlor, anywhere. Even when I'm cooking, because I'm a caterer, even when I'm trying to roll flour to bake. So the thing became like a disease, because I started bleeding. I'm not doing medicine, I would just be bleeding generally. I went to the hospital, they told me I have cancer of the cervix. In fact, it was so painful being in that marriage, because I think I suffered that sickness for like a year or 2.5 before I could get rid of it. Even I was told to remove my womb before it spread out. But as a believer and as a born again, I just call God that God, if this thing is going to be a disease or to remove why don't you turn it to a child for me, instead of remove my womb and I'll be walking up and down without like a stick of matches. When you remove all the matches are like empty carton. So it was then I had my last born, Shemilori. God was so good. I requested for a boy, God gave me a boy. So that's how the thing went off. So after some years again, when I told him that maybe it's because of the way he normally abused me, to say that we should try to reduce it, he didn't listen. The thing came back. So when I thought of it and some other things I was going through beating, because my husband, I got to a time when he turned that into an habit, he decided not to work again. Maybe he think because I'm a workaholic, I can do anything. There is nothing I can't do to survive, apart from being abused, as I used to be abused before when I was young. So he stopped working. I was the only one with my 3 children. At times I pay house rents up to 240. At times I've helped him to pay house rent of 270,000 before. At times I pay my children's school fees. At times my mother do help. So about 3 years ago when my mother died, it was then I realized that this woman, she suffered before she died, from one man to another, to cater for me, to make me somebody. Because our own mother didn't take care of her. So she gave me the best. She supported me throughout. So when she died, I see that there is nobody else to support me except myself and God. And my daughter, she's so loving, caring, and obedient too. So I decided to get a room for myself, get a shop, so that I can be able to help myself and help my children. That's the sad part of it. But the most sweetest part of it is that I have peace of mind now. I can sleep whenever I want to sleep. Even if I don't want to have anything with any man for the rest of my life, I think I deserve it because it has been rough, dangerous. In fact, I would have been a dead woman now, but by the grace of God, I'm alive. I'm enjoying myself. And I love my children so much. They make me laugh. Whenever I see them around me, smiling, request for whatever they want, and I can provide it for them without support of any man, by my own hands. I'm very happy. So that is just my story. My advice to the young couples, I'm not saying grandmothers are not good, and I'm not saying aunties and uncles are not good. I think we should get back to the children we know we can cater for, not for you to leave your child to your grandmother, for your grandmother to take care of your child for you. Because the way you can take care of your child, your grandmother cannot take care of that child the way you want it. And some grandmothers lead children to things that they don't want to do. Since they don't have any choice, they have to do whatever grandma says. Then by the time you come for them, there will be no way again. You will not know your child. You will not know who that child is. You will not be able to talk to that child. That child will not be able to share he or her experience with you. So I think we should please take care of our child by ourselves. Watch that child grow, so she will not make the same mistake I make. Please and please. And my name still remains Mrs. Adekweju Adebamowo.